Hi, welcome. Today I want to talk about malabsorption, specifically malabsorption of fat and healthy fats, which is a critical component of our bodies after we have duodenal switch surgery. So I hope you'll stick around and watch. If you are new here, my name is Tina, and I had traditional duodenal switch surgery on June 9th of 2020. I am just over 4 months out. I have lost 36 pounds since my surgery, and I've lost 56 pounds since I started the pre-surgery process. And one thing that I've noticed that I've been thinking about, and I need to make a video about, just because it's something that I did not consider until like the last week, is the malabsorption piece. And I understand the malabsorption as far as vitamins and minerals because I take supplements every single day of vitamins and minerals, and I take a lot of supplements every day. And it changed. I had labs done about a month ago, and so all of my supplements changed at that point, but nobody is really looking at my fat intake. And I have some physical characteristics that are changing that are alarming to me, that I thought I just starting to figure out what's going on with me. And it's taken me a little bit of time just because you don't really think about these things. But yeah, the human body needs fat. So the things that I've noticed that made me start questioning that is my fingernails are suddenly very, very dry and they're breaking off. My skin is very, very dry and it's itchy and peeling. If I don't put a lot of moisturizer on or lotion on, it's kind of painful. It just itches. And I have a history of having oilier skin, oilier hair, so this has never been an issue for me at all. So it's definitely a difference in my routine to have to deal with dry skin, and my hair is just, on top of starting to thin, it feels really, really, it just doesn't feel very good. It feels kind of brittle. And so I really wish that I had thought about these things before I had surgery or right after I had surgery, but it didn't even occur to me until almost 4 months out. So I'm making this video to try to help other people be a little bit more aware of this stuff. So our bodies, after we have duodenal switch surgery, the way that the malabsorption works, we only absorb maybe at the most 20% of all of the fat that we consume, okay? So if you think about the fact that you have a tiny little stomach now and you're not really hungry at all, they've removed the hormone that causes you to be hungry. So you're just basically living on protein shakes and water. There's no fat in those two things. And so that it kind of makes sense to me, because that's why everything is just so drastically changed. I mean, my hair it just isn't, it's so dry, and my skin. So last week I kind of pieced all that together in my head and realized that, oh my gosh, I haven't been consuming nearly enough fat. So I had done keto before in my life, so I was aware of fat bombs. If you haven't heard of keto, it's a diet where you are focusing on fat. You have a lot of fat, moderate protein, and very low carbs, and it's called the ketogenic diet. And I had done that before, so I was aware of fat and how that can help you lose weight, and as long as you aren't consuming a lot of carbs, it just kind of works. And so I had made some fat bombs, which are, the way I've made them since I'm vegetarian is I melted some coconut oil in a pan and put some almond butter and some cocoa powder, and mix that up, and then I put it in little cupcake cups, and I just have those in the refrigerator, and I eat a couple of those every day. Still not enough fat, but I think hopefully will help. It's not helping yet. Like I said, everything is still really dry, but I think the keto history kind of helped me understand that a little bit more. I mean, I come from the age where fat was bad, and so I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers Susan Powder and Stop the Insanity, and just kind of a weird perspective on fat is kind of how I grew up. So that was an adjustment anyways. Luckily, I'd already experienced the keto diet, so I understood that. The thing about it that's kind of bothering me though about it is that my surgical team and my nutritionist, they didn't really mention that. And I did talk to my nutritionist before about fat, and she said, oh, well, you can have healthy fat, but all of the printed material that I received, this is the food list I'm allowed to eat. And everything on there that would be fat, like low-fat dairy, low-fat, I mean, if I ate meat, all the meats that are suggested that you could eat are all low-fat meats. So it does say that you can have almonds, olive oil, peanuts, seeds and nuts, that type of thing, but it doesn't, nowhere in the printed documents that I had said anything about how much fat you should be getting. And so I have an appointment with the nutritionist later this week, so I'm going to talk to her about that again. But yeah, it's just something that you need to be aware of. So fat is really important. If you don't have enough fat in your body, so all the supplements that I'm taking for my vitamins and minerals, they don't absorb correctly if you don't have any fat in your body. It also helps with cell regrowth. It helps you store energy. It protects your vital organs. I mean, fat is just really critical. So I feel good that I figured it out and caught it, when I'm only 4 months out, but it's something that could be very, very dangerous if you don't consume enough fat. So there's food that I'm eating that is going to help with that. And I've been eating avocado. So avocado has a lot of fat in it. And I'm trying to eat an avocado a day, which seems to be going down really well, surprisingly, with my restriction. It's soft, and so I think that's kind of what is helping that. Also olives, olive oil, seeds, nuts. And like I said before, I made fat bombs with coconut oil, and I try to cook with coconut oil. So that's healthy fat that is hopefully getting into my system and absorbing. But just remember, our intestines were rerouted, and the reason that they were rerouted is to interfere with the natural digestion process to help us lose weight. So if it's documented with duodenal switch surgery that after you have duodenal switch surgery, you only absorb 20% of the fat that you consume. If you just think about what's required for everybody, the amount of fat that's required, if you're eating a small amount of food and you're only absorbing 20% of that fat, you really, really have to focus on fat. So that brings me to my issue, because how can I focus on protein and water and fat at the same time? Protein and fat aren't the same thing unless you eat really fatty meat, which I don't eat meat, or really fatty dairy. Well, the list of foods that I have has low-fat dairy on the list. So I kind of am wondering if they didn't give me the right materials, because I don't think that's right. I mean, maybe, I don't know, I'm unsure. But my point of this video is to just kind of persuade you, if you are pre-surgery, or if you just had duodenal switch surgery, or if you're thinking about having duodenal switch surgery, ask a lot of questions and read a lot. And I've seen some videos on YouTube from people that have had duodenal switch surgery, and they've said the surgeons and the nutritionists aren't always focused on duodenal switch patients when they give you advice. And I feel like that's true in this situation, because I don't think this paperwork, the surgeon that I saw, Dr. Srikanth in Federal Way, is just an amazing, amazing surgeon. He's very, very well renowned. He's very knowledgeable. He's been doing this for a really long time. but he does all kinds of surgeries in his office. He doesn't just do duodenal switch. So I'm wondering if somehow that got mixed up, or it just doesn't seem right to me. So I just encourage you to ask a lot of questions. I encourage you to talk to the nutritionist. And I think kind of when I see her this week, I'm gonna just push that issue and just say I might just bring the paperwork that they gave me when I had surgery, just to say I don't think this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because this is saying low fat and I'm not supposed to be having low fat. And I can tell because my hair is dry and falling out and my skin is very, very dry. So yeah, I hope this is helpful to somebody. I hope that it makes you think about your nutrients and what you're eating and how you're treating your body after surgery. You really have to take care of yourself. You've been through a whole lot of internal readjusting, and everything about your body, that even things that you don't even think about are going to be different. And so just kind of pay attention to it and ask questions and read, and just keep it up, because it's life. You could have lifelong problems if you don't pay attention. So thank you so much for watching my video. Please subscribe, and I think in my next video I'm going to talk about I was thinking about this 10 things about being obese that I will not miss. So I'm going to talk about that next video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.